This is the Eye for an Eye channel. Welcome to today's show. I need to do a long overdue video on the Daily Wire because I realize that more people who do find my channel, while it's not many, that they are still not aware of all this stuff going on with the Daily Wire. For those of you who are long listeners to my channel and other people I'm sure you listen to who are long gone or on other platforms, you know that when all that stuff happened with the pizza, in Washington, D.C. at that pizza place, that after that, suddenly a lot of people moved in on what was really kind of this smaller movement of a lot of us doing these types of videos where we break down events that occur and show how fake they are. Also doing stuff like I still cover, showing you the music videos, the movies, the tattoos, the signs, the symbols, all that stuff, right? There was a bunch of us. Now I'm pretty much the only one left standing. At least there's a few, I should say, here on YouTube still. And what happened was they removed all of us from telling truth and they replaced everybody. They took subscribers away. I don't want to be repetitive. I had 500,000. I had another channel at 400,000. I had many with 100. I'm a new YouTuber. They took all those away to take the platform and the reach away. Then they pushed in and promoted what is now known as the alt-right media. At that time, it didn't exist. Back in 2016, 2017, there was no such thing. They put in the Ben Shapiro's, who, yes, they were out there, but they put in specifically things like the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is an absolute, and the Tim Pools, these types of people are absolute jokes. They keep you completely hurt into this stuff. Now, this is not a video for me to say anything as far as being, or I am not trying to sound bitter because I'm not, because I'm just thankful that there's anyone that still does listen. I know what my channel was headed towards, and I'm perfectly content with what it is now. But I am worried about people getting sucked into this, and people should be able to identify the behavior of these people and realize that they're a scam. Okay? If I came out here every day and I claim to be what I am, which is a Christian who is trying to tell you the truth, to show you all these things that are going on, and yes, even make a mockery of these psychopaths in Hollywood and Congress, etc. If I came out here and did all this stuff, and then tomorrow I did a video and I told you that I was making a movie, a Hollywood-like movie of Snow White, or a Hollywood movie about transgenders playing basketball, guys dressed up, I would expect everyone who listens to my channel to say, what is going on? What is this guy doing? I come to this guy's channel to, to just hear what he's got to say about some of this stuff. Some of it I don't agree with. Some of it I think is crazy. Sometimes I like to listen to him to see what he's thinking as far as these events that are going on. Maybe give me some points psychologically so we could all kind of figure out what's going on, which is what I'm trying to do. But I came out here and I was like, I'm making a production of Aladdin tomorrow. I'm making a production of Snow White. Who is the enemy, right? Snow White. This is MK Ultra, basic CIA programming. The Daily Wire is making multiple films all of a sudden, right? So people went to this thing that got promoted while the rest of us got thrown off the internet. And people out there were looking for truth and they got herded in to Ben Shapiro, who we obviously know is a puppet for the bagels. This whole thing operation is done out of Bagelville, like all of these are. That's why they're not restricted or restrained. And they come out here and they're using basic CIA tactics. Snow White was written just like Wizard of Oz. These are all scripts out of the CIA. Okay, these are all mind control things. You ever wonder why all these girls and stuff always talk about being princesses? It's princess programming. Okay? There's all different types of programming that they've put in place. Then you have the Daily Wire, who claims to be truth and claims to be a media that's not controlled media. That's all an illusion to eventually herd you the way that they're going to herd the conservatives out there, which is what's coming. And they're building up trust and audience, but they're also using hypnosis on them by producing films. So I'm going to show you a few clips here, which are unbelievable. Then I'm going to get into the fact that they're now targeting kids at the Daily Wire to make kids content, which drives me nuts because this kids content weakens children. It makes kids pansies. That's what's going on. Okay, all these cartoons, this ridiculous stuff with can we have kids actually just be kids? Can you not? Do you need all this like soft cupcake cookie stuff? Okay, no, you don't. But society tells you that you do, and even the alt media is pushing that stuff. But let's start with this because this is all the fad and everyone's just like, wow, lady ballers. This trailer, first of all, is a snooze. If anybody, this is not funny. Okay, you could take this concept and make it really funny, but what they do with this stuff is they gaslight their own audience because they're talking about how ridiculous all this stuff is, right? Everybody's thought about the concept of, oh yeah, man can put on a wig and go play in the WNBA. Okay, the problem is that we need to stop it from happening. We need to stop addressing it as if it's real and realize this is a mental health problem and people need to be institutionalized and rehabilitated. Okay, and the reason that these people are suffering from this is because of the mainstream media. It is because of the government. Okay? They're the ones who have planted all the seeds for years and years and years and convinced them of this. And they're doing the same exact thing here by mocking it, because what they're doing is they're mocking people who have problems and need rehabilitation, on top of the fact that it doesn't resolve anything, and all it does is gaslight division. So you have lady ballers, and they're like, this is finally someone's making a movie. Well, they did already. It was called Ladybugs. It came out in the 90s, and it was a lot funnier than this looks like. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, okay, how for an hour and a half you're just going to do the same stuff where guys are dressing as girls and play. You know, it's corny is what it is. It's corny and it's embarrassing, like all the stuff the Daily Wire produces. And I don't care if people think if I'm jealous. I have nothing to be jealous of, okay? If it's very successful here on YouTube, I don't care, okay? I know that these places are controlled. No one, and I've always mentioned that because I know when I first started, people used to get on me. They'd be like, this guy's a show. You can't get an audience that big, that quick. I had like 500,000 subs in a year almost. Okay, then I had another channel with 400 in a year, and I kept getting them deleted. I had like 30 to 40 channels, 100,000 subs. So people were going, he's a show, you can't reach that. And I understood where they were coming from. I got it like 80% of the time. 20% of the time, I'd be like, well, you know, some people are, you know, people like to listen to me, okay? And it was clear because they were following me around channel to channel that they weren't bots, they were real people. So one of the things I always say is that these people just got put in these positions. Right? Nobody had ever reached out to me, not one person that was like, hey, could you come on our show? This guy gets a lot of views. Maybe come on the show and help out. Maybe we put him, you know, Fox News has a lot of these puppets on there. No, and nobody ever reached out to me ever, because this entire system is controlled. If I popped up on Fox News, I'd expect you to question me. I'd want you to, and I'd feel like I let you down if you didn't, which means that I wasn't teaching you or talking to you properly, saying, hey, okay, if you're on these stations, you're bought and paid for. There's no situation you should be in to go on any of these platforms. Number two, there should never be a time period where someone like me who's doing this or is trying to report real news should ever be in these stupid, ridiculous movies trying to become famous through movies. It's embarrassing. Here is the one that's getting all the rave, and everyone's like, the dorky conservatives who are, you know, the cookie cutter, I guess. They're like, this is so funny. It's so funny. And again, everybody knows my take on what's going on. You even notice that there's like pentagrams and the chalkboard and stuff in this trailer, but it's not funny. It's not good humor. And on top of it, this doesn't help solve the problem we're dealing with. And a lot of children are under attack from what the media is doing. And this plays right into it.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you don't know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
join them.
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice!
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes.
Coach,
Alex,
We could play basketball.
we'd have to get the whole team back together.
It's time
we're in.
I'm in. I'm in.
to play
Lady Balders. Mount up.
like a girl.
That's right. I'm with her. Believe in my truth. This is my truth.
From heroes
Day one of being a girl athlete. I love being a girl.
to sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix!
It's ladies basketball, boys. Nobody watches.
Excuse me. Are these seats open?
Never mind.
Getting dunks. And tucking trunks.
No, she didn't.
That's the biggest I've ever seen on a lady.
I don't care.
Lady ballers.
One can even be trans age now, which provides Sheelix with a wonderful opportunity to relive all the experiences that she missed out on in school.
Streaming exclusively.
So anyway, I don't find that to be humorous. Maybe you do, okay? It's tongue-in-cheek type humor. And I'm not saying it from the standpoint, how dare you make fun of these people? I'm saying it from the standpoint that you have people out there who are supposedly trying to give you news, and they're pretty much showing you themselves that they're actors, because that's what they are, right? You saw Ben Shapiro in there, Matt Walsh in there, and I get it. Matt Walsh has good stuff, some of the stuff that he's done. What is a Woman? I mean, there's funny stuff in there. I get it, right? But why are these people trying to be actors? On top of that, you get this latest one, the Snow White, about to play for you. Snow White and the Evil Queen. Everything Snow White is MK Ultra. Everything Disney. They should be exposing all this stuff. Instead, they're trying to recreate. They're like, we will make a non-woke Snow White. The whole concept of Snow White is to promote witchcraft. Hello? All the Disney movies are about witchcraft. So they claim to be conservative, and then they promote this stuff and this Disney stuff. And their audience still wants to go to Disney. This just keeps you in the herded hive mind. This is the conservative hive mind. Of course, this woman apparently, I've heard about her, is all the rave. I don't do investigations as far as whether they got dallywaggers or not. But I mean, it don't really look like a woman to me. But I could tell you for sure, because I've seen commercials on my own channel of the Daily Wire trying, they don't pick my channel to advertise on, but they'll do similar content. I hate, embarrassingly, they lump me into that, which is part of what they try to do. And of course, they'll delete me and never delete the Daily Wire. But I've seen this person before, the Snow White actress, and everyone's like drooling over. The content's horrible. And so's the production. Look at this.
Once upon a time, in time a prince would come. Once upon a time, but now that time is gone.
That's right. We're bringing back Saturday morning cartoons. Here's a preview.
Hi! You made it!
Oh, hello!
Wanna play?
I've seen enough. These two are ready.
Ready or not, here we go! Please keep your arms and legs inside the cart at all times.
Hurry up, the party is starting soon.
Yeah! Follow me! Where is he going? We're going on a treasure hunt.
We're exploring the wild blue yonder!
It's Chilla time!
Pretty incredible. It's unbelievable.
Whether big or little, little or big, we all have fabulous adventures together.
Wow! It's time to head off for adventure. Look around you. All we need is a bit of music.
Drum solo!
Imagine this.
All I see is adventure.
So again, this isn't a rag on the quality. Before that clip, I said the production's a bear. It's the concept, right? Like, are we going to have news journalists? These fake dude. I mean, is Brian Stelter going to be in a movie next? The Daily Wire presents itself as news, right? So why would you be in movies? And then I'll get into what's next here with Bent Key and the 666 symbolism in it, because they want to, we're going to put friendly kids content out there, right? It's the same herding mechanism that they use on the left side. It's the same type of poison. It's the same type of programming, cartoons and all this stuff. And again, we all grew up on this stuff, but you got to pull away from it and realize why they do what they do and why we grew up on a lot of this programming. It dumbs you down, okay? You're sitting watching cartoons and doing this stuff, and we all think that that's normal. Right? We're all like, oh yeah, it's normal to do that stuff. We did that. It's not normal. Kids 100 years ago weren't watching cartoons. They weren't getting babied like that. Okay? Yes, kids need to learn and be educated, and they're children, and be treated as children. But there's kids like 100 years ago, when they were like 4 or 5 years old, they're learning how to farm. They're learning how to do all these things to be self-efficient. They're not learning how to hold puppets up. Okay? And that's what Bent Key is, where you could see is the Daily Wire saying, hey, all the programming out there geared towards kids is wicked and horrible and satanic. And it is. It is 100%. But we need to get past even that and start saying, why do we even have kids on this type of crap anyway? Why do kids need cartoons? Why do kids need that stuff? Does that really elevate their mind? No, it doesn't. All these kids' toys, you ever seen the kids' toys they have at the stores? Where they're all electronic. It just dumbs them down. It kills off their attention span. And this is how we have a society of just dumbed down slurps. That's what they are. They're like sleeping zombies, like a slurp. Their brains are just like Slurpees. They walk around, there's nothing going on, right? And it starts with the parenting. Now, it doesn't mean the parents don't love their kids, but when you have an influencer like Daily Wire, right? So how many conservatives are watching it? A lot. And they're going, I want to do the best thing for my kid. I want to keep them away from all this poison that's out there. Well, for starters, they're making Snow White films. So that's where poison starts. Get an understanding of MK Ultra programming. Get an understanding of Disney and the wickedness. Disney needs to be destroyed. To understand what's underneath Disney, the headquarters that are under, how many children have gone through there, how all these celebrities went through the Mickey Mouse Club and then became influencers on our society, from Britney Spears to Justin Timberlake to Christina Aguilera to Ryan Gosling. Is it because they're more talented than everyone else? No, it's not. Because they were groomed, okay? They were abused, groomed, and then sent out into the world to be influencers. Miley Virus, I mean, there's an unending list. Shia LaBeouf, all of which have had MK Ultra breakdowns right out in the open. But they don't talk about that in the Daily Wire, right? Because they want to keep you trapped. And then they pretend they're like, oh man, you know, we're not getting monetized or we're having trouble here. Yeah, try just like losing speech. Imagine these people had to rebrand, right? Daily Wire like was thrown off YouTube. They're like, oh man, now we're going to make another channel. We're going to come back as the Double Trouble channel. And we're going to have the same people, you know. It would never happen. They'd be suing and all this stuff. They are not giving you the information that you need, on top of the fact that it's so obvious of who they are is why I'm covering this. It's too obvious, and it's gotten to the point where I have to do a video on it to make sure people out there aren't dumbed down. They're like, I listen to Russell Brand. You listen to Russell Brand. Mr. 33 tattooed on his arm. I was dating at one time a Rothschild. Did you hear that? A roster. Oh, that's not, well, I don't know. Oh, he was married to Katy Perry, one of the highest ranking witches in Hollywood. Oh, he's still in Hollywood films. He's not censored. Okay? And he preaches New Age Christianity, spiritualism garbage. All seeing eyes, 666, all the symbols I've covered. And these people just go, oh, you're just jealous because I'm trying to help you stay out of it. The herding mechanism, because that's what it is. They've all been put in place of all the old guard that was here on YouTube because they know they had to come here to YouTube to do it. So they got rid of the old guard, which includes me, and they put these new people in. And now everybody, because they don't want to go to Rumble, because they don't want to go to BitChute, which is why I'm still here, and new people don't go. Their kids aren't going at school like, hey, you go on YouTube. Like, no, I'm on BitChute looking stuff up. So they're going to be influenced, and even if they wake up, they're on YouTube, they're going to go to Russell Brand. Oh, he's cool. He's in movies. They don't understand this stuff, so they're going to be herded. Okay? And Daily Wire, Russell Brand, anyone that's fallen for it, you got to come out of it. It's embarrassing that people are actually falling for it, but they have to be told they're falling for it. Look at this stuff. This is presented as a news organization who's making Hollywood-like movies, even though they look really low budget. It's embarrassing. Now we also see the herding mechanism with Ben Shapiro, with everything going on in Bagelville. Them demanding that you do this or demanding that you do that or demanding you support this or support that. That's how this whole thing works. Okay, they're getting you in a hive mind and then they're hurting you. Okay, and then they're even using this stuff to say, and listen to the comments like, I can't wait to see Snow White and the Evil Queen. Oh, you can't? Have you seen the first Snow White? There's not much else to see, first of all, if you've seen the first Snow White, because what do we need 90 remakes? Oh, right, we need 90 remakes because it's an MK Ultra program, and they have to constantly re-release things like that and Cinderella because they need the next generation to have the mind control programming embedded in them. And then on top of it, we need kids programming, right? Instead of teaching kids how to do things, how do you build a fire? How do you farm? How do you weld? Oh, let's teach them about other make-believe monsters, and we'll say that ours isn't as satanic as the others because we're not putting in, men who think they're women in the cartoons when it's just dumbing them down just as much. And you could even see in the logo, you have 666 symbolism. Look at the key, how it's bent, right? Bent key, 6K, one on top of the other. I mean, hey, look, anyone out there that's falling for this stuff, shame on you. And anyone out there who wants to defend it, go ahead. It doesn't offend me if you want to defend it. But this needs to be made, clear to people. And especially a lot of you who have followed me over the years, because I know you don't watch this garbage, Daily Wire. But I'm sure you've seen Matt Walsh. I'm sure you've seen Ben Shapiro. I'm sure you've seen Candace Owens. This is the type of garbage that's going on in this trusted alt-right news media that's hurting a large portion of our population. And then what are they going to do? They're going to do what they're doing with Bagelville. They're hurting you with that. And then next up, what are they going to do? They're going to start hurting you with Trump or whoever the conservative, and they're going to hurt you and hurt you and hurt you. And when they start saying, hey, conservatives need to go to conservative states, they're going to hurt you that way. And you're going to be sitting ducks for these people. Okay? It's dangerous. And it's not, it's embarrassing that we're at a point where truthers are putting content like this out where they're making movies like, well, we do news, but we also want to be actors. Huh? Just the concept of an actor is embarrassing. They're like, oh, what's wrong with wanting to be an actor? Huh? The whole purpose of Hollywood is mind control. They're not really actors. They're just putting people under hypnosis. But it's an illusion, and all of it's an illusion, including the illusion of what truth is and what truth isn't these days. And the Daily Wire, which, again, has its name, its handprint on YouTube where they don't get removed. They pretend here and there that they get edited like Crowder, etc. It's all an utter joke. I miss the old guard. I really do. I miss all the old channels. Some are still around, but like I said, I keep getting thrown. I mean, I'm new. So I lose all the people I'm sub to. Once the channel gets deleted, I don't remember who they are anymore because I had a list of really good ones. Now, I know a lot of them are gone because the ones I look up off the top of my head are no longer here. But I miss those days when there was just people constantly putting out truth without having to fight back what they're actually saying and covering this stuff. Truthers now, the truth now, well, they're busy making low-budget Hollywood films and trying to groom your kids with just as dumb programming as we see on national television every day. It's embarrassing. Anyway, folks, I had to do a video on it. I saw it. I couldn't sit back. I'm like, what is going on? And then it's all the rave with like the dorky conservatives that they promote on YouTube. Some of these guys, everybody likes them, like, oh, he's funny, he's whatever. But it's they're still stuck inside of this mechanism of the left-right, where civilians are still being divided. And that's all this stuff does. It divides it. Oh, here's your alternative to liberal Snow White. Here's conservative Snow White. How about no Snow White? How about we revolt and we uprise against this? How about that? Oh, no? Oh, right. Can't talk against the big old controlled media like the Daily Wire. I thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all doing well. I had to do that rant. God bless all of you as always and your families.